Okay, so I'm going to take a look here, more of a coverage video. I'm playing as a safety so we can get a look at the corner linebacker position on a cover 2 man. This is a nickel defense. My first complaint about this is on a nickel defense. My nickel back, which is 26 over there, he's on the right side of number 52. He's the second from the right on your screen. He should be on the strong side. He should roll to the strong side of the formation. And at this point, Patrick Willis would be calling strong side to the left because the tight end is lined up on the left, but you have an even backfield. So the strong is to the left side of the field at this point, which the nickelback would roll over to, and it would completely change everyone's position, or I'm sorry, everyone's assignments. But we're going to play it as it is, and we're going to waste our nickel back on a running back, which is why you roll to the left side. You don't want to keep that unless it's Adrian Peterson. So the first check step for number 32 is backwards as soon as the ball snapped. A little late reaction there, but he is a safety net and will play on the hash, a little bit outside of the hash mark, deep downfield. No one gets behind him. So at this point, he's reading the routes, expecting splits from both receivers, probably a deep middle and maybe a fly on the outside. So he has to try to stay in between until the ball's thrown to react. So let's talk a little bit about how Patrick Willis plays this man defense. So Patrick Willis, number 52, the middle linebacker, has the tight end. He overshoots. I mean, if this guy was running a slant, he is way out of position. He needs to open with his hip, which he didn't. He really turned and ran. So he needs to open with his hip and backpedal and stay equal or trailing the tight end. At this point, he's over the tight end and out of position for anything. The tight end runs a 5-yard in. He's done. A slant, he's done. So let's see what he does. He changes. Now he's squared up with the tight end and trailing now on the hip where he's supposed to be trailing the whole time. And at this point, the quarterback doesn't even throw to him. So a little bit out of position. He needs to trail a little more. It's cover 2 man, and the safeties are your safety net. At this point, you want to trail and focus on the receiver. So let's look at number 55, the left outside linebacker, playing the strong linebacker in this situation. Has the running back. He's actually doing okay because the flats, you need to sidestep. You don't want to run forward. If your receiver is behind the line of scrimmage, you want to sidestep until he makes his move, square up, and then trail his back hip. He goes way too much forward, passes his receiver that he's supposed to be covering instead of waiting for him to make his move and trail. He gets behind him just so he can trail, and the ball goes over his head for a completed pass and doesn't make a play. So not very good man coverage on that play either from number 55. So let's look at number 94, the defensive end. He's lined up outside extremely far. It looks like if it's a long down and distance, this could happen. I personally would coach him to tighten it up a little bit on a 3rd and 10 and chip the tight end, not let him off the line so quickly. Then we have the receiver on the left-hand side, and the corner you can barely see on the screen right now. He's backpedaling. The problem here is he's giving the inside to the wide receiver. He needs to be, if he's going to play that far off, giving him 5 yards on a man defense, we're expecting long routes. But he also needs to keep his inside hip between the receiver and the quarterback. So the receiver is running downfield. At this point, number 22 should have completely turned his hips and be ready to trail number 15. Instead, he squares up, makes contact, which is pass interference or illegal defensive touching, however they want to put it now. And now he is somehow automatically knew the receiver was going to stop his route and turns his back to trail his hip like he should have been the entire time. The ball's thrown, he gets pushed down, and that's that. So as a safety, I'm playing really far back, more or less just to show you. I wanted to see everybody's routes, but this isn't an over-exaggeration. I am a safety, and at this point I'm still expecting long routes from both sides. When the receiver cuts, the ball's already being thrown. So at this point, we need to come up and make a play. That's a little bit on the man defense. The corners have the most work in this situation. Linebackers really just need to trail and pursue, especially Patrick Willis. He's quick enough to handle a tight end off the line. So